Cavaliers Live is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. For all Toyota offers, go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Today is our third annual bow tie night presented by the Gilly Project. You will see that bow tie icon everywhere in this building. There it is on top of Rocket Arena. It'll be projected on Terminal Tower here tonight as well. We're honoring Nick GIlbert, the son of our chairman Dan Gilbert, and his wife Jennifer, who left quite a mark on this organization while courageously battling neurofibromatosis. As we celebrate his legacy, let's learn a little bit more about NF. Neurofibromatosis, also known as NF, is a genetic disorder that causes tumors to grow on nerves throughout the body. These tumors are usually benign, but can lead to cancer and other serious health issues such as pain, hearing, or vision loss, and learning disabilities. There are three types of NF: NF1, NF2, and schwannomatosis. NF1 is the most common form of NF and affects approximately 1 in 2,500 births. NF is something people are born with. It can be inherited or it can come from a spontaneous mutation in the genes. NF does not discriminate, affecting all ethnicities, races, and sexes equally. NF is a uniquely challenging disease to treat because it affects everyone differently. While there are treatments for NF, there is not yet a cure. That's where you come in. You can help in the fight against NF by raising awareness about the disease or making a donation in support of NF research. We have made great strides towards finding a cure, and with all of your support, we know it's not a question of if we find a cure, it's a question of when. Well, today I am honored to be joined by Cavaliers chairman Dan Gilbert, who is joining us up here on set. Dan, thank you, as always. The third annual bow tie night, we have celebrated it. And today we are honoring your son, Nick, as we raise awareness for neurofibromatosis. Before we get into it, I just want to ask, what does this night mean to you and your family each year?
Well, it's a very important night, Cayleigh. First of all, thank you for having me here.
Of course.
I watch you from home every game, and now I get to see you in person. What an honor.
Oh, well, no, it is an honor for us to have you here. We appreciate it every year.
Well, thank you. So your question again, I'm sorry?
Just what this night means to you and your family each year.
Well, a very important night. I mean, Nick was a special guy. He's been, it's been a year and a half or almost 2 years since he left us, but he left his mark. We feel his soul every day. We like to think that he's pushing buttons on the season, Cayleigh, doing something to help us.
I would say so.
So looks pretty good,
yeah,
especially the other night.
Oh, no question. Well, we're going to talk about basketball in just a little bit, but Nick, as you mentioned, courageously battled neurofibromatosis, otherwise known as NF. We just showed that feature there, but we want to make sure that we educate the viewers at home about what NF is. So for those who don't know, what can you tell us about this challenging disease?
Well, NF is a genetic disease that causes tumors on the nerves that could happen anywhere in the body. I mean, some people get it severely, other people don't even know they have it. It's got a wide range of manifestations. And like you said before, it affects everywhere and around the world, every ethnicity, every sex. You know, it affects everyone. And I think that there's NF families who fight very hard every year to find a cure for it. We're doing that at the NF Foundation, or we call it NF Forward. And tonight's a very special night here for a lot of reasons, but one of them is you can buy a ticket, a 50-50 raffle ticket, and 50% of those proceeds go to NF Forward, and we will match every dollar of that. And if you're at home, you can also go to nfforward.com. Whatever you donate during this game or today will also be matched, and we appreciate your support.
That's incredible.
It's a disease that we're making progress on the genetic front, and we're going to continue to make progress. There's a new drug that came out this year, and Nick left a real mark on all of us, and he was a big advocate for the disease and curing the disease even while he was here, even though he had it himself. So thank Cleveland. He loved Cleveland. He loved the Cavaliers. And now we're going to try to cure this disease in his honor. So with your help, that would be really great.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned his love for this team. Nick became part of Cavaliers history with his iconic bow tie back at the 2011 NBA Draft Lottery. You won the first pick, the 3 in the next 4 years.
Yeah.
How much did Nick embrace cheering this team? And in return, how much did you feel the teams embrace him?
Well, the teams embrace. He used to go in the locker room and demand answers from the coaches when they didn't make calls that he liked. I mean, literally, he'd sit in front of their desk and say, you should have called a timeout here, not here. I mean, it was funny.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah,
A dedication to the team.
Yeah.
He wants to win. And like you said, I have a feeling he is playing a big role in the winning we are seeing from the Cavs here this season. He lit up any room he was in. He battled NF so courageously, went through countless surgeries and chemotherapy, but nonetheless, he went on and graduated. He spent so much time with family and friends. Where did he find the strength?
Well, that's a great question, but he just had this inner strength and resolve and optimism that I've never seen so much in any person I've ever met, and it played a role on not only impacting the family, but impacting friends and the community. People to this day say, I texted with your son, I knew him, I met him this one time, and even that one time that people met him, he left a mark on them. So he's missed dearly, but we do feel him every day. We feel him.
Well, last year we had a very special moment here at the arena where we lifted up the banner with the bow tie in honor of Nick GIlbert. What did that moment mean to you and your family?
A very emotional moment, but every time I met a game, I look up there and talk to him. He would be in his glory if he knew this. Hopefully he knows it's going on, and he is in his glory. But yeah, so it was a very, very important moment to see that up there, and hopefully that will also stand as a symbol to cure this disease and rally around it. We've met a lot of Cleveland families today that have NF that came to this event, and you can just feel for all of them. Like you feel what we were going through, and you want to help. So.
Yeah, there's no doubt that he knows what's going on and what you and your family have continued to do. We do want to talk a little bit about the activations that are going around on the arena. You'll see the bow tie icon everywhere. Like we showed before, the bow tie is up on the roof. It'll be projected on Terminal Tower. We have these Nick GIlbert bobbleheads that everyone is receiving when they come into the arena as well. The players are wearing special warm-ups. The coaches have special warm-ups as well. But you also were just up at the new Gilly's pop-up that is up on the Loudville level. So what can you tell us about this new addition here at Rocket Arena?
Well, we opened up a Gilly's about 6 or 8 months ago in Detroit. That was his vision. It was the last project that he worked on before he passed away. And that restaurant has really taken off, and we said, this is crazy we don't have one in Cleveland. So there was room up here in Loudville. So today we have sort of a pop-up of what that restaurant's going to be. It's a sports bar. And I think you're really going to enjoy the food and you're going to enjoy the atmosphere, and I really encourage you to come here, not just on game days. It's going to be a great place just to hang out, watch every game or any game you want to watch.
Oh man, I can't wait to check it out. I know we got footage here. Some of our cameramen were up there already shooting some of it. So again, if you're here at Rocket Arena, you got to go up to the Loudville level and check out Gilly's. Dan, we got to go to a commercial break, but we're wondering if you'll stick around and talk a little Cavs hoops.
I'll stick around as long as you want me to, Cayleigh.
I love it. Dan, thank you so much. All right, we got plenty more coming up here on Cavaliers Live as we continue to celebrate Bow Tie Night here, presented by the Gilly Project. Cavaliers and Trailblazers, we're going to talk more with Cavaliers Chairman Dan Gilbert when we return. Cavaliers Live is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. For all Toyota offers, go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Well, don't call it a comeback, or maybe you can. The Cavaliers completed their largest comeback of the season and their largest comeback since 2014 when they took down the Celtics in Boston on Friday, 123-116. Donovan Mitchell led the squad with a season-high 41 points. Dan, you kind of mentioned that win earlier in that last segment. For you, what was it like watching that game? The Cavaliers down 25-3 early, but battling back in some hostile playoff-like territory in Boston.
What an exciting game. Watching it, I'm sure, for the Cavs fans that were there, for sure, it was just special. And to do it on Boston's floor, I know they say there aren't games that are message games, but this one, it had to said something to that city and that team that, you're going to have to get through the Cleveland Cavaliers if you're going to go to the NBA Finals.
No question. It was emotional. I had fans. I'm from the Northeast, so I had friends texting me, Boston fans, that were like, we cannot wait to hopefully see this as a playoff series come a few months from now. Dan, I do have to ask you about the historic start we saw from this season. 15-0, the best start in franchise history, looking for win number 50 here today. What can you say about what this team has accomplished so far this season and the job that Kenny Atkinson has done?
Well, we've been around here 20 years already. Hard to believe, and this clearly is the most exciting season by far. And the job that Kenny and his crew has done, not to mention the front office, Kobe and his guys, I mean, we have a chance of winning a lot of awards at the end of the year. I'm hoping we do. And I'm hoping a couple of them are Executive of the Year and Coach of the Year, not just the player awards, which we will win. Because these guys have just done an outstanding job. I mean, they put together, here's what their theme is. They say, look, we're going to find great human beings that just happen to play basketball versus just looking at the talent of the guy. And I think that works. The character is huge. The culture that they built is everything. And then players who are talented fit into that, and they become a team and they win together. It's not just one guy carrying everything. And it's so special to see.
It's been amazing. We talk about it obviously on a nightly basis, the puzzle pieces that have been fit together. Kudos to Kobe Altman and, of course, Kenny Atkinson for the job that he has done so far. Dan, before we let you go, one more time, bow tie night here at Rocket Arena. We are celebrating the life and legacy of your son, Nick. There are so many ways to support NF and NF research. You and your family have done just an incredible job of starting foundations and supporting foundations that benefit NF. What do you hope Nick's lasting legacy becomes?
Well, I hope the biggest one is that we do find a cure for this, and I think we will. We're making progress. Money is flowing in, a lot of it from Cleveland, a lot of it from different places in the country. But this is going to, when we find a cure for this, that will be the best thing of tribute we could pay to Nick. And I'm sure when that day happens, he'll really be smiling. And he smiled all the time anyway, but what a day that will be. I hope we win a couple more rings on the way to that, too. And he'll be smiling down on that.
Yeah, there is no question. I certainly feel his spirit. We all do in this building on a nightly basis. Dan, thank you so much as always. We appreciate you taking
My
the time.
pleasure. Let's get the 50th win tonight.
Let's
for
get
today.
it. Yes, absolutely. Dan,
Okay.
as always, Cavs Chairman Dan
Thank
Gilbert
you.
joining us here on set for Bow Tie Night.